Hey you guys, welcome. This is my third time filming this video, so let's hope I like the look of myself in this one a little bit better. The other one was a little like too close and personal, but we're gonna try this a third time with my hair. So today I'm going to be giving you guys my tips on how I prepare for a photo shoot. Now I've been shooting as a beginner photographer for about 7 months now. It needs to go down a little bit. I know that I'm not like a professional, but I do know some of what I'm doing in here are just some kind of things that I've learned, things that work for me personally as a photographer, and just some of my tips and tricks. And sorry if I keep on looking at the viewfinder here. I'll try to look at the lens. You right there. These are just some of my tips because I know they may help other photographers, people who are new here and people who are just starting, that it's not that scary, and also just clients that it's not that scary. So here are some of my tips, and if you want to learn from me, great, and if you want to skip to a person who's a bit more professional, great. But I think I got some good points of view if you're just starting out photography, because I do have my own photography business. Anyways, I gotta stop rambling because I'm nuts. First thing that I do when planning for photo shoots is I ask for their aesthetic. I'm gonna take off this hair tie because it looks terrible. Ask for their aesthetic. You want to ask for what kind of photos they want, what kind of things they want to see, and what is most important to them. In this, you want to find out what poses they want to capture. Is it engagement? Do you want, like, I don't know, everyone has like something different in mind when it comes to photos, so you want to make sure that you're getting what is important to them. So maybe ask them to send over some pictures that they're liking or that they saw and inspired them to do this shoot. Send those over, and then based on those photos, number 2 is to create a mood board based off those photos, because that always just helps me find inspiration. It helps me prepare. So if you find that you kind of get on the same terms, and I always send that back to them and kind of say, is this what more of what you're wanting? Can we find an understanding here? So then the mood board leads on to the other things about like outfits, hair, makeup, poses. So let's just get on into that with the great things about having a mood board from Pinterest. So I always create a mood board off of Pinterest because number 1, it helps me as a photographer when the day comes to have some poses in mind. I always post those, I always have those on the board, and I download some of them on my phone. That way if I run out of ideas and poses I had initially from inspiration from that board, I have some ideas just in the back of my mind that I can go back and look. And if I run out, then I can go through and look at those poses to see if there's anything else I want to try, and if I run out of ideas. So I always like that just to have kind of like as a backup. If you're planning an engagement session and a senior session, or like a senior session and an editorial shoot, then they're obviously not going to be the same type of posing. So then that's why I like to have a mood board, is because it kind of helps you study the different types of poses for that. Editorial is a bit more straight, and for like in serious face in different poses, and seniors a bit more like, definitely study the different like posing between the two. I always like to do that to kind of prepare myself for the day. I always kind of like to know what kind of subject I'm going to have at the shoot. So I'll kind of help them pick their outfit, maybe their hair and makeup if they have any questions, kind of based off the mood board or any fun twists that they have. And I always kind of help them pick out their outfit, because sometimes people do need help if they don't know what to wear, and having that mood board kind of gives them a basis, like, oh, I need that sweater, something like that sweater, and I maybe need like a pair of jeans, something like a pair of jeans. I always tell them to always bring extra things like to prepare. Always bring extra things like hairspray, bobby pin, maybe a jacket to put over their head if it's raining. There are so many different things, hairspray, and also just different clothes, like a sweater if it's cold, or a coat if it's cold, a sweater or a little jacket just to put over themselves, because little things that you can throw on in the midst of the shoot can really change the look of the photo shoot and give you different looks instead of just like one look. So I always encourage them to just bring all kinds of things to mix and match. I always let them know the things that they need to bring, maybe like some powder, a little bit more makeup if they need a touch up, things like that, maybe rubber boots or something to run out in the mud in, because sometimes you gotta walk a little bit. So always kind of help them get into mind what they need to bring and what they need to do to prepare for the shoot. The next thing to do to prepare is to plan during the best time of day, the ideal time of day. So if I'm wanting like really sunny photos, then I'm gonna shoot, yeah, during midday, so then I have that harsh sun. But if I want something softer shadows, I'll shoot in golden hour later on in the day. So basically whatever style you're wanting for the shoot, plan during the best time of day. I also like to check the weather to prepare for a shoot, if it's gonna snow or if it's gonna rain. That way I can kind of tell the person and know for myself what I need to wear and things I need to bring, like a pair of tennis shoes, rubber boots, or a coat, rain jacket, or an umbrella, just so I know what's going to happen on that day. And also tell the client too, because maybe they don't know. So keep them updated. They're on this, you're on this together. Make sure you have extra SD cards, because one time I ran out of space on my SD card and I had to go to Walmart in the middle of the shoot. It was kind of embarrassing, and buy another SD card. So don't be like me and have to do that. Just make sure you have an SD card or two. Make sure that you charge your camera the night before. I always like to do that, because then it's just cross it off my list, because if I do it like the morning of, I'll like be stressing about it. So like the easier I can make it for myself, the better I'll be prepared and the better photos I'll take for the shoot and the more focus I have. So it's a win-win for all of us if we charge our camera the night before. I know it's kind of like a dumb thing to say, but like, it's a reminder. Show up I leave the house 30 minutes early, and I try to get there like 15 to 20 minutes before the shoot. That way I know the location, I know how it's gonna look like, and the places that I'll definitely wanna take pictures at, and I'll know how the sun is laying. I can transition my camera settings to that, and I know a bit more about my angles and the things I wanna capture. Where you wanna shoot in general, have it more in your mind. That way when the client gets here, you're ready to shoot, you're ready to get bustin' those photos. I always find that really important. I don't like to show up late at the same time, because I think it's just professional for the photographer to be there, to have everything set and ready to go. So that would be my advice. Always show up early. And those are about all my tips about how I plan for a shoot. Let me know if you do anything different. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you're another photographer and I'm growing in this. I'm not like crazy professional, but I do have some knowledge in my backpack. Subscribe if you're new here and you love photography, film, modeling, because I'm into all of those things. I'd love to have you in the family, and definitely go check out my social medias, because I'm always active on there. Ask me questions, see what I'm doing, may even follow you back. We're all a huge supportive family here. I will see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.